Takehiko Ito sighed lightly and said, I and Tanaka's legs were injured a little, and we are now being treated in the hospital, but fortunately, there is no danger to our lives, so you can rest assured. While talking, Takehiko said again, the world has been very uneasy in the past few days. You must be careful in Kyoto. I am going to send a few ninjas to protect you. Nanako blurted out, Father, I want to return to Tokyo to see you. Takehiko hurriedly said, Don't come. Tokyo is very chaotic now. In just 1 or 2 days, too many people have died. Besides, you are ill, you should rest in Kyoto. Nanako hurriedly said, My father, my injuries are all healed. Don't worry, I will rush to Tokyo to take care of you as soon as possible. Naturally, Takehiko didn't believe that his daughter's injuries would heal, and naturally thought that Nanako was just comforting him. Therefore, he said to Nanako in a serious tone, Nanako, you have to listen to me, stay in Kyoto honestly, don't go anywhere, let alone coming to Tokyo. What else Nanako wanted to say, Takehiko angrily said, If you let me know that you dare to come to Tokyo secretly, I don't have you as my daughter. After that, he hung up the phone. Nanako burst into tears immediately. She was extremely worried about her father's safety. Although she was basically sure that the father on the phone did not look like life-threatening, she felt that her father's injury was not as bad as he said on the phone. Such an understatement. Charlie on the side asked her, Nanako, is there something wrong with your father? Nanako nodded tearfully, and said, My father called and said that he was hunted down and he is now in the hospital. After speaking, she looked at Charlie and choked up. Master, I'm so worried. Charlie couldn't help but be comforted. Your father shouldn't be life-threatening, so you don't have to worry too much. Nanako shook her head and said, I'm afraid that my father is hiding something from me. After that, she looked at Charlie eagerly and asked, Master, I want to go back to Tokyo, can you help me? Charlie asked her, How do you think I can help you? Nanako said, My father won't let me go back. If I tell the servants of the family, they will definitely not agree to it, and may even ban me. Since we have slipped out now, I don't want to go back again. Hope Master can lend me some money, and I will take the first Shinkansen back to Tokyo after dawn. Seeing her look very urgent, Charlie sighed and said, It's just 12 o'clock in the night, and the Shinkansen will have to wait until the morning at least, or I will drive you back. We will be there in just over 3 hours. Really? Nanako looked at Charlie excitedly, and blurted out, Will Master really want to drive me to Tokyo? Charlie smiled slightly. I've said everything, can I lie to you? Nanako said, But isn't Master having business affairs in Osaka? If you take me to Tokyo, will it not delay your affairs in Osaka? It's okay. Charlie smiled indifferently and comforted, You don't have to worry about me. Someone is helping me deal with things in Osaka. The top priority now is to send you back to Tokyo to see your father, lest you keep worrying about him. Nanako grabbed Charlie's hands and said in grateful words, Master, thank you so much. Charlie smiled and said, Okay, don't say anything polite. My car happened to be parked nearby. Let's set off now. Okay. Nanako nodded repeatedly, and the eyes were full of gratitude and obsession. Charlie at this moment, in her eyes, is the world-famous hero sent by heaven to save her. In the middle of the night, Charlie drove the car, carrying Nanako, and galloping back to Tokyo. In the middle of the journey, Isaac called Charlie and asked him if he had finished the work and when he would return to Osaka. Charlie told him that he would not be able to return for a while, and that he would not be able to return until tomorrow. Isaac didn't know what was wrong with Charlie, but he knew that Charlie was extremely strong, and no one in Japan could threaten him, so he was relieved. Nanako, who was sitting in the co-pilot, seemed nervous all the way. Although Takehiko Ito said on the phone that he was not in danger, Nanako was still a little worried. After more than 3 hours, Charlie drove the car back to Tokyo and stopped in front of Tokyo's best hospital, Tokyo University Affiliated Hospital. This hospital is the highest-ranked hospital in Japan, and represents the highest level of treatment. After the car stopped steadily, Nanako couldn't wait to push the door to get out of the car, but before getting of the car, she looked at Charlie and asked, Master, are you going to go up with me? Charlie said slightly embarrassed, Your father may not want to see me, right? Nanako said earnestly. Master, you saved my life. No matter how big a misunderstanding, I believe my father will never care about it again. Charlie thought for a moment, and said, okay, then I will go with you. In fact, what Charlie thought was very simple. After all, Takehiko is Nanako's father. If his physical condition really has any major problems, he might be able to help. The two came to the floor of the intensive care unit and found that starting from the elevator entrance to the lounge and corridor, they were all full of people. Among them, most of them are members of the Ito family, and a small part is members of special operations teams sent by the TMPD. As soon as the elevator door opened, everyone outside looked at the elevator car vigilantly, and found that it was Nanako and a strange man. Everyone was surprised. At this time, a middle-aged woman rushed over and asked in surprise, Nanako, why are you here? The speaker is Emi Ito, the younger sister of Takehiko and the aunt of Nanako. When Nanako saw her, she hurriedly bowed. Auntie, how is my father? A trace of melancholy flashed in Emi's expression, and she sighed. Brother, his vital signs are very stable. The doctor said that he is out of danger, but... Nanako blurted out and asked, but what? Hey! Emi sighed and said seriously, my brother's legs are seriously injured. The doctor has already amputated his legs below the knees in order to save his life. For the rest of his life, he will have to sit on a wheelchair or use artificial limb. Ah! Nanako's tears burst into her eyes.